So you are a senior, got a couple weeks or months left until your next SAT or your even last SAT. And if you want to get the most improvement out of the little time that you have left, how should you study for it? Which topic should you actually study for it? Should you be studying for reading, writing, math, all at the same time, or just screw on both of them and just focus on one of them? Which one should you focus on? Maybe you're studying for all 3 sections at the same time, which is a terrible idea, and you want to just dive into one topic. Or maybe you're studying just one topic right now, but you want to expand your horizon. You want to study like 2 sections at the same time. But what should that second section be? And that's exactly what we're going to clear up in this video so that you won't be distracted for the next couple weeks, couple months until your next or the last SAT, and be focused on your studying plan so that you stick to it and see the most improvement out of it. It's one of those things that I wish I had known when I was studying for the SAT, and if I had known this, then I would have raised my score so much quicker and so much higher, and my future could have changed, but I didn't know. So take it from me, use it for your own, and change your future. Let's get straight to it. So I'm not going to tell you you have to study for math because I'm a math tutor, but I'm just going to give you an objective, unbiased perspective. So to understand exactly which topics to study for, you have to understand exactly what is the essential skill you need to raise your score in that specific section. So let's break it down. So the essential skill for the reading section is going to be your ability to read the passage and comprehend the passage, right? Because how the reading section is structured is that, as you know, there is going to be a passage. You're going to be given a passage, and you're also going to be given a set of questions that go along with the passage, and these questions will test whether you understood the passage or not. And the essential skill you need to answer these questions correctly is your ability to read the passage and understand what's going on in the passage. Some people like to assign a fancy term like reading comprehension skill, but long story short, it's your ability to read something and understand something. So if you're solid on that, you're gonna get most of the questions right. But if you are not so good at it, you're kind of shaky, or you just straight out suck at it, then you're gonna miss most of the questions. So in summary, it's more of a reading comprehension than anything. Now let's move on to writing and math section. Although they seem like they will be testing you on the exact opposite thing, at least for on the SAT, they're testing you on this one specific thing. And that is whether you have understood the concepts that are tested in those sections. So for example, let's say there's a question that says the group of students is/are studying for the SAT. Should it be is or should it be are? This specific question is testing whether you have understood the concept of the subject-verb agreement. There is a single subject, which is the group in this sentence. So your verb should be singular as well, which is. So the correct answer is the group of students is studying for the SAT. So just like that, writing section is all about whether you understood these grammatical rules or not. Let's go over a math section. Let's say you have x cubed times x squared. Should it be x to the 5th, or should it be x to the 6th, or none of the above? This math question specifically is testing you on your understanding of exponents. When you have the same base and they're getting multiplied, you add the exponent. So your answer will be x to the 5th. So again, whether you can solve this math question or any of the other SAT math questions that you'll see on section 3 and 4, it all depends on whether you have understood the underlying concepts or not. So for math and writing, if you know the concepts, it's going to be a breeze. But if you don't know the concept, it's going to be a hell. You're not going to be able to solve any of these questions. It's going to be very hard, even though they are very simple questions, if you know what you're doing. So in summary, math and writing is more of concept than anything else. So if you have limited time left, which one should you be studying? Well, the answer is writing section and math section. Here's why. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, each of these sections have an essential skill you need to be good at. And if you're performing poorly on certain subject, that means your essential skill for that subject is weak. So for example, for reading, it's going to be reading comprehension skill. And for math and writing, it's the underlying concepts. And how do you raise your score? It's simple. It's just get better at those essential skills. So for writing and math, there are these specific concepts that you need to study for, right? It outlines exactly what you need to know and what's going to be tested on these sections. So if you're studying those concepts, you're essentially getting better at the essential skill you'll need for those subjects. But what about reading? See, reading is all about reading comprehension, right? Reading comprehension is not a subject that you can study. It's just how well you can read something and understand and absorb the information. And to get better at reading comprehension, you have to read a lot for a long period of time. If you read 16 hours a day for the next couple months, your reading comprehension skill will go up because you're reading a lot, but it's not going to go up enough for you to raise your SAT reading section score. So reading section is like a marathon, whereas math and writing section is a sprint. The essential skill for the reading section takes a long time to improve, whereas writing and math section, the essential skill for them is just goes up like that if you study the right concepts with a right material. So given the time constraint that you have right now, maybe you have a couple weeks left, a couple months left, it's better to invest your time into math and writing sections and studying these concepts. Does that make sense? Cool. So now that you have cleared up, all you have to do is just put in the work, grind it out, and then you are gonna see some improvement. So how should you get started? Well, if you have a good chunk of time left and you're maybe like a freshman just in the summer trying to raise your SAT score, check out the summer study plan that I have posted not too long ago. There's going to be a link in the description box for the summer study plan. So check it out. It's a good place to get your feet wet and start raising your SAT math section score. But if you're short on time or you just want to raise your score quickly and just be done with SAT as quickly as possible, then check out SAT Math Accelerator. It's a program that took me about 2 years to create, and it's a condensed version of a 10 years worth of tutoring experience. With the program, you will not only be raising your score faster, but I'll be right beside you. We'll have our weekly meetings to make sure that you're going the right way, and you'll be raising your score even faster. So, summer study plan, the program, it's all in the description box down below. That's going to be it. Good luck, keep prepping, keep studying, and I'll see you on the next video.
Nope.